So what kind of reality are most people living? I will tell you. Dr. McLean, I'm a self and story analyst, which basically means I help you analyze yourself and your life, okay? For things that aren't authentic to you and things that you've kind of internalized. And that is the kind of life most people are living, an internalized traumatic one. Most people are living out an inauthentic, disempowered experience, right? And let me tell you what that sounds like. It sounds like you're a people pleaser, you can't set boundaries, you don't know who you are, you're constantly performing. It's very performative. You're trying to look like you have it all together, but you know you're about to crumble. You care so much all the time what people think of you. You look around at your life and you're like, is this really what I want? You don't laugh a lot. The things that you don't like feel very permanent, and the things that are good feel very fleeting. You look around at your relationships and you don't like any of them. You look around at your finances and you don't like it. You look around at your life circumstances, you're not happy, right? Like, you look at your body, you don't like it. You look at yourself, you don't like it. You don't like the sound of your voice. You don't like the look of your hair. You don't like the size of your body. All the things. It all stems from very low self-image, very low self-worth, very, very low self-esteem. Now, I know this because I had this, okay? It landed me a felony. It landed me choices that were not really in alignment with who I actually was. Because what I was doing was people pleasing all the time. I was finding all my worth in my work. I only mattered in what I could do for people. It made me unintentionally transactional. And I will say that the way in which people live, so many people are doing that. And at the root of that, a lot of times, is a rejection, abandonment type of a wound, right? A lack of trust wound, a guilt wound, a shame wound, right? And so what that actually looks like in real time is that you're constantly apologizing for your existence. The track that was in my head all the time is, what's wrong with me? What's wrong with me? Why don't people like me? Why do I go in a place and I just polarize people? Why, right? I was always constantly analyzing and questioning why I didn't fit in. And I didn't. I mean, I still don't, to be quite frank. And it's really just about not internalizing the fact that you're getting rejected all the time. Now, if you haven't been rejected, this part of it might not resonate. But if you're no stranger to rejection, it probably does. And if you haven't figured out who you are and you have security in that, then probably you're still acting out of the trauma of not ever fitting in, being misunderstood, being outcasted, being rejected, right? But unfortunately, we are societal creatures, right? We are connected creatures. And so even though we're like, well, I don't want to fit in anyway, what we actually do subconsciously is, well, how can I fit in? What can I do to make them like me? What can I do to matter? What can I do to be important? And when you're asking that question subconsciously, you're living out of a disempowered, inauthentic state, which is not what you were created to be, right? You were created to be yourself and to be your best self. And that's not pop psychology, right? That's legitimate. Like, there's only one you. You can't be anything other than yourself. I had this conversation all the time with people who are setting themselves up to fail by trying to be something that they aren't. Myself, as an example, what I was trying to be was a robot, right? I was trying to be a robot. I was trying to pretend like I had no emotions, no feelings, like nothing ever bothered me, nothing ever hurt, nothing ever mattered. And me and my colleague used to say it. Everything is beautiful and nothing ever hurt is something that we would always say. And it was because we were trying to be something we weren't, which was robots. And we do this all the time. Sometimes we're trying to be the perfect daughter, the perfect son. We're trying to be the perfect husband or the perfect wife. We're trying to be the perfect sister or brother. We're trying to be the perfect yada, 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 yada. We set ourselves up to fail by having unrealistic standards of who we're supposed to be and never digging into who we're actually meant to be. If you are tired of living like that, then I beg you to, 1, follow me here so that you can get more of these kind of reality check contents about who you actually are. 2, drop some comments. Let me know if this resonates. 3, check out the course in my bio, okay? It's called The Authentic Empowered Self, and it's going to help you become that. The first 14 videos are all about you, how to be more authentic, how to figure out who you are at your core, your strengths, your weaknesses, what you want, your purposes, your goals. The second 14 has to do with emotional education and awareness, figuring out what your emotions are, what they mean, where they're showing up, how they're hindering you, how they can help you. It's something like 30 hours worth of teaching. So go check that course out if you're interested in taking actionable steps. If you're not there yet, that's all fine. Keep listening and keep learning the truth about the fact that the way you're living is possibly not the way you're meant to live.